friend who asks potential helpers the question, if my baby fell down, what would you do? Do you think that's a relevant question?
It depends on what exactly they're looking for in the helper. It is a relevant question.
What would be the correct answer?
Pick the baby up lah. Maybe just like a little bit inching towards wanting a girl, because girls just seemed easier, and people were telling me girls make better older sisters. When we found out our baby was a boy, then we were actually really happy anyways.
Okay.
And when he was born, and now that he's preschooler, he's now 3 years old, actually I'm really glad I have a boy.
Why?
You're gonna laugh. One of the biggest reasons is that when we go out, I don't need to bring him to the toilet. It's like I can get my husband to go. He needs to pee. Daddy bring toilet.
Actually, that's true.
I think boys are a bit easier in terms of temperament. Like you can scold them, and then after that they'll be okay. They don't sulk. They don't hold it against you. He just like wails a bit, and then a minute later he just comes and goes, "Mommy," and then talks to something else. Friends who have daughters, sometimes they sulk, and you know they kind of hold it against you that they've been scolded, and they'll be sulky for quite a while. But with boys, generally, that's not really the case, so actually, that's okay. Now it's pretty chaotic with a 2-month-old.
So the baby is 2 months old and your son is
3. He just turned 3, wow. And he's in kindergarten, which means that now it's school holidays. Oh. So he's at home all the time. So it's really quite chaotic. But luckily we have helper to kind of like manage. The ideal equation we feel is for every 1 kid, 2 adults is actually best.
How do our parents do it?
Well, I don't know. I was outsourced out to grandma.
Oh, okay. Actually, so was I.
Yeah, grandma, nanny.
Yeah.
Really, I think our parents had kind of a village to help as well. So for us, we do have a village, but it's more of like engaged help versus family help.
That's a good way of looking at it. I mean that's true.
Because somebody needs to do, I don't know, cook or clean, and the other need to entertain the kid. And so in the morning, the elder one will run into my bedroom and like, mommy, play with me. And then the younger one is crying like, oh, I want milk. So,
oh my gosh, it sounds actually quite chaotic.
So it's really
and this is
chaotic.
after the husband has gone off to work.
Yes.
So
Daddy's off to work, so it's, myself and helper. So that's quite.
So would you actually recommend then having 1 helper per child? Do you think that's better?
I used to think that's so ridiculous. Like only celebrities do that, But
after you have a second child.
After the second kid, then you're like, actually that's quite ideal. For myself, I didn't because I guess I kind of grew up with a helper as well.
Okay.
So when my helper came aboard, you just looking at her and seeing how she behaves with how she treats the child and all that. You just kind of have an instinct about it. Okay. So I knew I could trust her. Okay. So to me, leaving her with my kid was not a problem. Okay. But I do know people who do have trust issues. If that's the case, I mean, to me that's not so bad. I mean, if you can get the helper to do the housework and you look after the kid, if that's the way you want to roll, then that's fine. Okay. I mean, it's just an extra pair of hands, whether helping you with the child or helping you with the housework.
It's always helpful.
Yeah, it's helpful at least because with a kid, there's a lot of housework.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the house is always messy. You need to cook. There's always so much laundry.
Yeah, actually, even I don't have kids, and I feel like there's never-ending housework. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can imagine with a child, it's even more. It's like double or triple. A call, we did a Skype call with her helper to interview and all that, and we were grateful that she came and she was really good. Yeah. A lot of times it doesn't. I mean, I hear a lot of stories, both sides. Yeah. So, yeah.
But what do you look out for anything, or do you have a specific process? I mean, we know a friend who asks his helper very specific questions during the interview process. Do you have specific questions that you ask?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're engaging the helper for. I mean, for us, it was to help with looking after our child. So we asked about her childcare experience. Yeah, essentially that. I mean, it's just to kind of like, it's not, I mean, the answers, they could have prepared answers, So it's not so much the answers, but it's how the person like communicates. And see whether you get a feel about it. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that's about the only.
It's really the feel
correct.
and
I
the
mean,
vibe.
for us, we engaged one straight from her home country, so you know we didn't get a chance to do a face-to-face interview.
Wow. Okay. So you just did a
We did it over the phone only. Yeah, so it's really just something that we had the gut feel about, and we trusted our agent. So yeah.